I am the Lord of Darkness. I require the solace of the shadows and the dark of the night.
1985's Legend is one of the greatest dark fantasy films ever made. And today I'm going to tell you why. Ridley Scott delivers a visual masterpiece and builds yet another interesting and meticulously built world. Something he's done consistently throughout his entire career. Well, let's just pretend Gladiator 2 never happened. I think we'd all be better off that way. Aye laddie, that was a stinker of a movie. I don't know why I turned into a Scotsman, but the point still stands. Starring a very young Tom Cruise, his big goofy teeth, and even a unibrow. Funnily enough, his co-star Mia Sara also sports a unibrow at one point in this movie. It got me thinking, if two people are in a room and they both have a unibrow, do those become eyebrows? Or are they just two unibrows? Something for you guys to ponder. Get back to me in the comments on that one. And of course, this movie stars the legendary Tim Curry as Darkness. First name Dark, second name Ness. The plot of this movie is fairly simple. Darkness, our antagonist, is vulnerable to sunlight, similar to my pasty ass in the summertime. To cover the world in darkness and expand his kingdom and control, he must kill two unicorns. The unicorns represent innocence,
Innocence.
purity, and the balance of the natural world. They actually keep the balance between light and dark in place. So if they die, the whole world will fall into a dark pit of despair and sadness. And we don't want that, do we? This is just a classic good versus evil story. No fluff, not overly complex, and honestly that is one of the reasons why I love this movie so much and why it works so well. Having something purely good and purely evil is a lost art in modern filmmaking. This film follows the keep it simple, stupid method. Every film these days is obsessed with making our villain sympathetic so you can be like, oh, I kind of get where he's coming from. And our hero has to be some sort of morally grey anti-hero. Legend doesn't care about all that. Jack, our protagonist, is purely good and Darkness is purely evil. That's all you need to know. And honestly, it's so refreshing whenever I revisit this film. I'm like, yeah, good versus bad, cool. And yes, this movie does have some plot holes and even some filmmaking errors here and there, but it does follow the Alex Uploads rule, which is if it's cool enough, it doesn't matter. I'll let it go. If it's cool, I don't care. If it's cool enough, you can have some plot holes, just do something cool and I'll forget all about it. Simple. Also, quick recommendations for you guys if you are interested in watching this film for the first time or even if you haven't seen this version of it. The director's cut is the way to go. It is widely regarded as the best version of this movie. It had a bit of a turbulent production and Ridley Scott cut together what he believes is the best version, and I think that is also the best version out there. So find the DC cut. Yeah, boy! Legend offers one of the most incredible visual styles I've ever seen. It has a slight hue to it throughout the movie that makes this film feel dreamier than Henry Cavill in a bathtub. And we all like that. Every time I watch this movie, I'm blown away with the amount of detail and effort has gone into bringing this world alive. Every inch of every set piece in this film is so well thought out. It feels alive and tangible whilst also feeling completely separate from our world, like it couldn't exist here. The world of Legend feels like genuinely magical and it feels like magic belongs in it. Like it doesn't feel like magic is a layer just over it. It feels like, yeah, this is where magic would be. I did some research and halfway through this film being made, which it was genuinely built on one of the biggest sets of all time, the whole thing burnt down and exploded, complete rubble. Ridley Scott somehow like threw some things together and shifted the filming schedule and they only missed like a few days of filming, which is completely insane, but Ridley Scott gets shit done.
Gator don't play no shit.
Legend honestly feels like a complete fever dream at times. The supporting characters around Jack and Lily, who is played by Tom Cruise and Mia Sara, are all so erratic and chaotic. And the best example of this are the goblins. And no, these are not the goblin these nuts kind of goblins. They serve as Darkness's Darknesses. They serve as his minions, and these little fuckers are pure nightmare fuel. From the character design to their practical costumes, their voices, even their speech pattern, they're often talking in rhymes and riddles, and it just is really creepy. And once again, no blurred lines here. These guys are complete and utter evil. At one point in the movie, they are fully discussing eating a baby. They didn't even have the common courtesy to do it on a remote island like a civilized baby eater. Ugh. Can you believe these guys? Seriously? I think now is a good time to talk about the absolute highlight of the film, which is darkness.
The evil seed of what you have done germinates within you.
No, you lie. You disgust me. You're nothing but an animal.
We are all animals, my lady. Most are too afraid to see it.
I fully believe that Darkness is one of the best movie villains of all time. Tim Curry delivers one of the best, most charismatic performances I've ever seen. His movement has a level of grandiose theatricality that just adds so much personality to Darkness. And overall, this guy's aura is just fucking next level, especially with such a small amount of screen time. I remember him being in this movie so much more than he actually is, and that is due to the amount of on-screen presence and impact he has. The makeup effects and costume for Darkness are just like next level good, and the fact that they were able to transform Tim Curry into this guy in 5.5 hours every single day is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Something I also like about Darkness is that he's yoked. And even if he wasn't a big, red, horny boy, his sheer size would be intimidating enough. Also, little sidebar, can we get a natty or not on Darkness? I fully believe this guy is not skipping his trembolone sandwiches. He is injecting pure HGH into his ass cheek every day. His voice and line delivery are absolutely perfect. They have that certain scratch your brain in a really satisfying effect kind of way. And honestly, Audible needs to hire Darkness ASAP to read audiobooks. And you know, as they say, he's got a face for radio. So get on the mic, Darkness. You were not built for the screen, you ugly, ugly boy. The sound design has a rough analog quality that makes every sword swing, scream, and line of dialogue feel heavier. It isn't overly polished like modern fantasy films, and honestly, it just works in Legend's favor, and it just adds to the overall vibes of this movie. If I was to rate this out of just purely vibes, it would be 100 out of 10. This movie's got vibes. Legend is a true example of a they don't make them like they used to. Its simple good versus evil story doesn't break new ground, but it doesn't need to. It does the fundamentals really, really well, adds next level world building, practical effects, set design, and 2 unibrows, and an all-time great performance from Tim Curry and an all-time great villain in Darkness. I doubt we ever get a movie like this again, which is really sad. I just don't think Hollywood has the courage to make a film with this much detail and effort put into it. You know, this whole thing would just be CGI slop now, or just look too clean and polished. Movies like Legend remind me of why I fell in love with film in the first place. I think it had a deep impact on young Alex, and not in that way. Legend is, wait for it, Legend Dairy. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, and if you haven't seen it, hopefully this encourages you to go out and watch it. And if you have seen this one, maybe it's time for a rewatch. But thank you very much for joining me on today's video. Tell me some of your favorite dark fantasy films in the comments below. I would love to find some hidden gems that I haven't seen before. Make sure to subscribe, and I love you very much. Bye-bye.